How you doing, guys? Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend at Expo. I know I sure as hell did. What an absolute blast. It was so great to see everybody again and compete in the cosplay contest for the first time. And man, I gotta say, cosplay was on point this year. Out of all the years I've been going, I don't think I've ever seen this many at this quality either. So yeah, but now that that's out of the way, a couple weeks ago before con, I went and picked up a new type of foam that Just Because got in. It's called HB115. It's a very sturdy board from what I've found. I got the 1/8 inch, I believe this is. It's pretty porous at first, but this stuff is like, it's pretty solid. It cleans up really well. Comes in some pretty big sheets as well. For heat scoring on it, I did a little bit on here. You got to hit it pretty hard after you do your knife work with the heat gun, but it comes out really sharp looking, which is great. I picked this up because I wanted to try it because I'm building Pyranikos' spear. And I wanted something a little bit thinner and a lot stronger to do it with. So I brought it home and I cut a nice chunk off of the sheet that I was able to get. And it's a little bit tricky to glue, I'll tell you guys that right now. When I just cut the pieces, it didn't line up properly. Once I got the glue on, it kept on trying to pull away from itself. So what I did with this stuff is, I'll show you this piece again, is I actually heat treated both sides of it really well before I even started to glue. Put it down on a table, found a nice big book that I had sitting aside, put it on top, so when it's cooling down, it stays really nice and flat. It doesn't curve or anything. Kind of like this piece here. It's really flat, works for me, and it really smooths out the surface really nice. I'll show you here. This is what it looks like originally. And then this is what it'll turn into after you've hit it with some heat for a while. Still looks like it, but it does get a lot smoother. Once you've done that, you can glue it and immediately put weight on it. Nice big hardback cover book, a piece of wood, some weight on it right away. I'll show you here. This is the spear head that I'm working on. And she is nice and flat. This is two pieces put together. There is no seam lines. I have no seam lines on this whatsoever. It turned out really well. For sturdiness, doesn't flop around. I can move it around. I can bend it if I really try, but I don't feel like breaking it. I would strongly suggest getting some of this stuff, especially for blades on weapons. I noticed with EVA foam, no matter how many, you put a couple layers together, it still flip-flops. You have to put wire underneath it or whatever. This stuff, I didn't have to. It turned out incredibly well. Where's this piece again? I started doing some testing with a Dremel, with knife, with hot knife, with a hot wire, and this stuff is absolutely fantastic. Give me a second here. If you want to use knives on this, this is how easy this stuff is to cut. I was blown away by this. Oops. It cuts like wood or strong plastic or whatever like that. And God, it was great. There we go, that's a little bit better. So doing your edge work takes no time at all. Thank you Just Because for bringing this stuff in. Right on, you guys. See you guys around. Have a good one.